What's up, everybody? God dang, that's good. Happy Monday. Welcome to Wickin It and Kickin' It. Hope everybody had a kick-ass weekend. And that your week isn't starting off too shabby either. If not, maybe we can get together and fix that tonight. It's kind of the whole point of the whole Wickin It and Kickin' It thing. Or at least one of the main reasons why it started. Let me know how you guys are doing tonight. Hopefully everybody's out there enjoying something a little tasty. Maybe a beverage. Most likely a vape. Cheers. Yeah, let's spin that around and grab that handle. Yeah. That's the stuff right there. Let me know what you guys are rocking with tonight. Feel free to drop it in chat. Send it Facebook Messenger or Discord PMs or however you want to. Never obligated, but always appreciated. I love seeing what you guys are enjoying tonight. This is the only thing I got going right now. Well, aside from the tester setups, the Elder Dragons, but the only like daily rotation type of device that I got going right now is that classic Dwarf Shift Plus setup. Can you guess what's loaded up in there? I bet you can. It's the same thing that's always in here. If you said, oh my god, it's blueberry, you are correct. God, I love that stuff. Great to see you guys, man. Always great. We got something coming in from Dale. Dale, I already snagged that picture, but that's a little bit different one. We're gonna snag that. Also, 6, 8. Actually, what? Hold on a second, guys. What just happened? I forget what I already named everything. All right, we are at 8. 8-8. Yes, I snagged a bunch of pictures already from people. You know, we got to get our Gundam checks in. 6-8-9. They even got 6-8-10. So yeah, as you can see, I already snagged like maybe 10 pictures or so from people from different Discords and such. Things that I saw over the weekend that I thought looked pretty rad. Feel free to send in more. Hippo is around. He's working on a blueberry milkshake recipe. Good evening. Yes, coffee cheers indeed, sir. Coffee cheers. Jay Logan is here. So what a perfect time for me to make another excuse as to why the new camera still isn't set up. Same excuse as always. I have no fucking clue where to put it. No fucking clue. Well, I guess we'll figure it out someday. Not the best streamer in the world, but you guys show up every week, so we must be having fun here. We don't always have the best bells and whistles, but we make do with what we got. I will tell you, the last couple weeks with the new laptop have been quite the upgrade for me. Make it a lot more enjoyable when things work correctly. We got corporate Jason. There's gonna be a few mixes today, I think. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I snagged at least one or two other mixes. 68-11. Save. Love to see it. Thank you, sir. We're gonna see who is here in just a second. I see you guys loading on in chat. I do. Trying to get organized here. Hey, Mallory. Let's go up to the top, to the tippy top. Gaming Vapor, first one in the house, waving. Carol and Silk Pump also waving. Here, way early. Oh, yo, that's sick, Patrick. 68-12. I know you sent me a video by text, but that I cannot pull up and share. But I that shit's funny. I dig that. Yo, your drawing skills are really getting way sick, bro. Like they always have been, but I can see massive improvement. Making a comic book for real this time? Hell yeah, dude. I'm excited to see it. As it develops, bro. Your drawings are dope. Patrick is finally here. Great to see you, my man. We missed you last week. I think has it been a couple weeks, or maybe it was just last week you weren't here. It's been at least 1 week. The Unknown Goat is here. Neil Pitts. Hello, everyone. Corporate Jason says, yo, yoy. That's how I say it. Yo, yoy. Yo, yoy, Mark Hughes. Mark Hughes. Special shout out to Mark Hughes. Really appreciate you, brother. He sent me something as a surprise. We're going to open it. It's going to be one of the first things that we do before we get into setting things up for the week. I got a few ideas, things laid out. I don't know if I'm going to drop any new coils into anything, but I got at least like 3 or 4 things, maybe even 5 set up that I at least want to like wick up and get rocking for the week. Hold on. Left this morning. You're welcome. All right. Just a message. Somebody asking if their package got shipped out this morning. Somebody that does not know I go live every Monday. Oh. You enjoy. Give me a second, guys. What? Yeah. All right. Can I show that? All right. Thanks, Patrick. Appreciate you, man. All right. Let's continue. A little sidetrack, but it's kind of the nature of how things work, running a business while running a stream at the same time. Any of, sorry guys, lemonades. Watermelon, grape, Sorry, guys. I should drop him the link. It's usually the easiest thing to do. All right, back on track. Arnie is here. Says, hey, yo, yo, what's up, my dude? I made popcorn and it's gone before the show starts. Ooh. Mike DeBreeze, what's up, my dude? I hope you're still here. I know you're not always able to stick around, and it took me a while to get to you there, my friend. Stolen says a howdy, howdy. Jeremy M says yo, yo. Ryan Belgrave, yo. Excited to get my flavors to make those Doom Nut flavors I threw up on ELR. I do have that pulled up so we can take a look at it. Which reminds me, guys, we're gonna try to remember to take a look at these, and I know all of our DIY friends, it's one of the reasons why everybody has wrenches. But if you have any recipes that you feel like sharing in chat, please feel free to drop the links. I'll try to snag them as the show goes on, and we'll take a look at them. But if you want to think ahead, and maybe there's something that you want to share for the show, you can hashtag it, #wiki on ELR, and I will preemptively pull it up and keep it in the background. And kind of the same as like sharing your desk checks and your hand checks, except we're sharing any recipes that you guys are working on. I don't think we're going to do any mixing tonight because I definitely don't have anything set up, and I need to get some things going. Last week was fun, though. We get too far away from the mixing weeks before getting back to them. And a big part of that is due to how busy it gets with orders. I had a lot of beta testing to do. Sometimes I get overwhelmed with these darn things. I didn't even label these last week. I get overwhelmed, overrun with these bottles and these testers. And I will tell you, I was a little iffy on the orange from last week. This is it right here. But after a full week, I think it's really starting to come together a bit more. You guys might remember, at first I was reluctant to run the Wonder Flavors orange juice at 2%. And it was really, really orange, like potent orange. And it still is a little orange dominant, but after a full week, the butter pecan and the Nam's wafer really had a chance to grow, and it mellowed the orange out a bit. And I added an edit to it on ELR saying that I was dropping it down to 1.5. But this is still it at 2%. We're gonna try it at 1.5 as well, but not today. That orange balls is really good. The wafer, that Nam's wafer, especially after it's had a chance to really steep, delicious wafer cookie. 9 milligram Bakersberry, says Patrick, and the Pioneer on the Macy Solo. Nice. Cheryl is having a coffee and a vape. Yes, always coffee and a vape at this time. That afternoon cuppa, or that evening cuppa. Cuppa is around. We read that. Let's see. Neil have now done banana coconut custard cake, pineapple coconut custard cake, lemon custard cake, blueberry custard cake, and a raspberry custard cake. Yo, I love me some custard and some cake. You throw different fruits in there with that. It's a tasty mix. It'll sound right up my alley, my dude. Okay, Logan is here. Mark says, I am on the Hellfire Saber Tea on a Hellfire Squonker. Hell yeah, dude. Dude, that Saber Tea, that's a classic that I see very few people rocking. Never had a chance to try any Hellfire RDAs. The very first RBA I ever tried in a billet box though is the Exoset, the Exoset V2. I think it was a clone of it. Yeah, it was a clone. But back in the day, when there wasn't really very many Burrow RBAs, there was like the Hellfires, there was like the Vape Shell, the Vape Snail, there was like the GKI Air or whatever, higher hair, however you say it. There was very few burrow bridges back in the days until certain things blew up. Oh, you cropped it? Sick. I can zoom in on it. I can zoom in on it too. But we'll I appreciate that, Patrick. You know what? We'll snag that just in case. 6, 8, 13. Just in case, we'll save it. We'll save it. We'll add it to the folder. Appreciate you, my dude. Mallory, what's up? Awesome. Been practicing a lot. Hell yeah, dude, I can tell. Watching drawing tutorials to learn more styles. Yo, it's sick. Hippo does have one lined up. Whoa, it's so weird. Hopping on over to YouTube and seeing myself flip-flop. All right, we got this from Hippo. We will move that over to the side. Man, I can tab it up. I can tab it up all I want to nowadays. Multiple tabs going, even Discord running in the background. And I don't even think it's hurting performance in the slightest. Just the new computer camera has made a huge difference. Yeah, well, this is the same Logitech camera. The computer itself has made a major difference. Yeah. I want, even, I don't know. I could put the new camera on this tripod, but it's very short. So I wouldn't be able to get the angle that I'm able to get, because this has like a neck that comes, like the webcam has a neck that comes up and then you can point it back down. So I'm able to get like the downward angle. If I were to just put that camera on there, it would just be like, it would be more like straight across. You know what I mean? I want something, I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I don't have like edges at the edge of my desk to clip anything to. I want to be able to get a top-down view, but then it's also a matter of fact that like I only have like a foot of space that I'm working with on the desk here, and then when like you start getting multiple setups going and tools everywhere, I'm shoving shit out of the way, and it's just, I don't know where I'm gonna put it. But yeah, at least we did get that upgrade. Mike's still here for a little getting things ready. They're inducing her at 5 a.m. tomorrow. Oh my man, that's tomorrow. So we will be having the baby sometime tomorrow. Let's freaking go! Thoughts and prayers to Mike and his family. That baby is coming tomorrow. Love to hear it. What's up? Thanks again for my recent order. You are very welcome. Incandescent formations. I don't know. I mean, your real name. But hell yeah. Thank you for the support. I really hope you're enjoying everything, man. It's hard because people's YouTube names sometimes are different than the names that come in on the. Oh, Alex. All right. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, sick. I know Alex, my dude. Yeah, you're very welcome. Yeah, sometimes, you know, I'm just like, you know what? Let's bump it up a little bit for him. You know what I mean? I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys. So, you know, when I can, I like to toss in little goodies and stuff. Jeremy M says the Mission Orbit RBA is an older one. Yeah, that is. But I'm talking like 2019, 2020. That is now, and now that you think of it, though, that is on the older side now, for sure. Our birthday is like a month away, big dog. Yeah, I know, right? It's getting there. Yours literally is a month away. And mine's a month and a day. Well, technically. Wait, there's only 30 days in June. So yeah, yours is a month away. They're both a month away. For those that don't know, mine and Patrick's birthdays are back to back. His is the 9th, mine's the 10th of July. Neil Pitts, you'll never guess it, but he's on the Delta Squonk, Bonza Pro, with his strawberry Twinkie milkshake. You'll hear it every week. I love it when somebody knows what they enjoy. They found that all-day vape. They created it themselves. Everything's come together in a favorite setup that they like to run it in. And that's just a consistent setup. I love it. He's also got the Odin 200 with the RTA for vaping and the pineapple coconut custard cake. And his flip side squonk with a recoil and the banana coconut custard cake. All sound delicious. I see several people have been enjoying the RTA for vaping now. I haven't picked one up. I've considered it. I don't know. It's just like one of those things, like another RTA that's gonna get picked up and like maybe get used like once every like 4 to 6 weeks. You know what I mean? It's tough. I definitely want to try it. I don't know. But it's just one of those ones that I can kind of tell. I feel like it's going to be similar to the Bonza Pro, as to where it's going to perform better as a dual coil rather than a single coil, even though it can do both. It's going to be another one of those. The cool thing is, though, I do like being able to accessorize the different color airflow rings. That's always nice. I love me some matchy options. Mike said, I will keep you updated on Messenger, brother. Gotta go. All right, man. Good luck, my dude. Again, more shots and prayers to Mike and his family. They're inducing his girlfriend tomorrow. They having a baby. Carol's July 21st. That's awesome. My dad's July 22nd. The drawing isn't finished yet, by the way, and I have to ink it too. Oh yeah. I figured it probably wasn't completed. Cheryl's getting a package from the raffle Wednesday, so not posting a hand check until that comes in. No worries, Cheryl. We can always share what you get next time. Just like last week, somebody sent me in a death check of their Orion last week, and I think I forgot. I forgot to throw them into the folder, so when we got to the end of the folder last week, I did not share them. So we'll be sharing them tonight. I forgot who sent them. Somebody sent in it was what was it? I gotta open this up. Oh shoot, I gotta move these to the folder anyway. Move this to the wiki folder. Yeah, it was the Orion Q with the Orion RVA sitting in some grass, and then another one next to a set of Breeze Tone MTL coils. I forgot who sent it in, but we're gonna share that. I forgot to add it to the folder and share it last week, so we're gonna start with those tonight. Cancer Squad, hell yeah, dude. Astrologically, yeah. I knew what you meant. Neil says the RTA for vaping I found, if I run it in single coil, I use the adapter to run a 510 drip tip, but it's better in dual coil mode. I kind of assumed it would be. Patrick said, I love my OG Orion pod. Yo, everybody loves the Orion too. And I was so tempted to pick one up when Straight Fire had them back in stock. And it's just something I couldn't pull the trigger on. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, even it came with the Orion RBA. It was the limited edition package, right? But everybody seems to really be digging that sturdy one. I'm sure the Orion RBA would have been okay, but I also am not the biggest fan of most RBAs. We do have to re-wick my Voltrobe tonight. That was long overdue. Oh my gosh. The amount of condensation I had to clean out from the inside of my billet box. I was thinking about dropping a new coil in it, but it doesn't really need it. I've been running the 3mm cherry bombs inside of it. Really been enjoying it, but I was starting to consider maybe putting the SFC back in there. But I don't know. Maybe after a couple more wicks. That coil still has plenty of life in it. Bertie! Bertie is here. Hello, all. Driving, so can't reply. Sorry. No worries, brother. You drive safe. Happy to see you pop up in chat, my friend. Hope you're having a great day. Neil said I had the Orion 2 in a cart and was ready to buy, but the internal battery stopped me. Yeah, see, that's another thing, the internal battery. Very impressed with the Sarin RBA. Yes, Bertie. I do like the Sarin RBA. I do. I almost thought about breaking that one out tonight, but my Voltrobe needs to be re-wicked. That's my daily banger. So, yeah, the Sarin, it's a really unique and impressive design. The top airflow is awesome. I feel like I just got to get my wicking a little more consistent, but even like the first couple times I wicked it, it's just a really enjoyable RBA, and I'm picky. I'm very picky. But I agree with you, my man. Oh, yo, what's up? Patrick! Let's see, let's snag this. 6-14. We're getting up there. We're gonna have like 20 pictures to share. Hey, oh, let's go! Hell yeah, J Logan. 6-8-15. That's 15, and then that doesn't count the 2 that from last week, and then 3 that I named differently, and you'll see why. And normally I'll name them 6-8, like 6-8 is the date, dash the number of the photo, how many I snagged, just to keep it simple. Save. There's a couple that I snagged that I named P 1 through 3. P stands for phrasing. Oh, I don't gotta show that? All right, I won't add it to the photo or to the thing. I dig it though. I dig it. It's a cool picture, Patrick. That's cool. We'll get it out of here. There we go. Thanks for sharing that though, man. I dig that. You look like you're enjoying yourself. All right, let's take a look at what you guys are vaping. And then we'll get into a couple of you guys' recipes, and then we gotta get into this package. Gotta get into that package. Excited to see what it is. I have no idea. Complete surprise. Mark said it was something to celebrate 7 years sober. So I really appreciate that, man. It means a lot. Took me 4 goes to get the wicking correct. Yeah, that sounds about right. Took me about 4. The last time I had it singing really nice. I still find I get better saturation from it once the tank gets to about halfway and lower. But the last couple times I wicked it, it was definitely much better. Gaming Vapor ordered another $300 worth of concentrates. Whoa, that's a haul. My collection is getting bigger. Hell yeah, dude. It becomes quite the rabbit hole, doesn't it? Wait, is this? Let's close that. Let's get this back open. There we go. Let's make it like it as a square. There we go. Rocking and rolling. Take a look at what you guys are enjoying. We got to go to window. Window. Share. There we are. This is the leftover from last week. That Orion LVE Orion with the Orion RVA. I dig that drip tip. Usually not one for metal drip tips, but it depends. It depends. I like the one, the stock one from the Diplomat. Excuse me. And in a setup like that, I definitely prefer like a more narrower bore. But I love this shot. I love the way that it's in the grass. It's, you know, more in focus up front, the background out of focus like that. It's just a really nice, clean looking shot. I dig shots like this. And then another one next to some breeze tone coils. Is that the same? Yeah, it looks like the same guy. Just next to some breeze tones, MTLs, 2x30x38. Hell yeah, dude. Shout out to Adam. One of the best to ever do it. I'm sorry, I don't remember who sent this in. I kept on trying to go through messages to remember, and I kept getting distracted before I could find it. But I wanted to make sure I shared it because they did send it in last week. And then we got Hippo coming in hot with that super organized Monday cleaning. I love these pictures. Hippo sends these in quite often. He just cleans everything every Monday. That's just part of his weekly routine. You love to see it. He lines all those parts up. And let's see if we can get in a little closer. It's all those different parts. Speaking of the sarin, got some sarin parts right there. I love that purple. Oh man, all those purple parts. You can see the broken down different colored parts from the nitrates. That looks like a pulse bottle, I think. Pulse bottle. Centaurus. Look at all. It's all nice and neat and organized. You love to see it. Hell yeah, dude. Whoop, whoop. Thank you, Hippo. And I asked him to take this shot from Silk Pump, aka the Slick Pimp. The hexomes and the recoils. One of the most classic, awesome pairings in all of vaping. All of vaping. That was Face Meat. Thank you, Face Meat. I knew it was somebody, and I was like, dang, I forgot him. That's who it was. Well, we got it shared. He's really been enjoying that thing. Already got 2 things set up today. Your raspberry custard cake, Neil. Let's get that in the background there. Let's move this over to the end. Hell yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, just all the different colored hexomes with different matchy recoils. I think most of those are R3s, but there's definitely a couple old school ones. There's at least 1 Rebel and 1 original recipe recoil in that lineup. I freaking love it. I love a recoil on a hexome. Holy hex, yeah. Don't forget to smash the like button. Thank you. I wish I mixed. Neil, that sounds amazing. It does, doesn't it, Patrick? So yeah. We got that we had to take a look at. And who shared this? I stole this from the Discord. Who was it that shared that? Oh, it was Justin. I haven't seen Justin yet tonight. He was here last week though. Look at those coils, man. And you might not be able to see it until I get up close on it, but there's a really nice drop of liquid just resting perfectly right in between those beautiful aliens. On a classic, the Vandy Vape Phobia RDA, man, some chunky boys. Look at that. Just liquid just bubbled up right there in between the coils. That's perfect. It's a perfect shot. I love it. I had to steal it. Then we got Dale. Dale, I stole this one from last week. He sent in another one. Not this one's the car version of the hand check. He's been rocking some citrus palmberry. Hopefully it mellowed out for you a little bit. I know the citrus palmberry can start out a little throaty. For me, it mellows out a little bit after, you know, a couple 2 tree rips, maybe a few more, but I had to see that. And then we started with the mixes. This is another face meat, I believe. Super jelly, because he's got a heart. And that's an RTA that I've always wanted to try. And it just looks nice on the mix. I dig it. Yeah, I'm just super jealous. It's a bucket list RTA for me. And these are the ones I just had to get from Phrasing. Phrasing finally got his Phrasing Purple Ashton Palmer coated R3. And he blessed us with some gorgeous photos. Super shiny, all nice and pretty, set up behind that beautiful wonk-free build. I like the way that Phrasing drops his single coils in on one side and bends them over. Next time I build a single coil recoil, I might try it that way. I usually split the leads, one here and one on the other side, but it just looks super clean this way. Another one wicked up perfectly, just the right amount of cotton. You know how Phrasing does it. And then of course the hand check, beautifully edited, perfect matchy white drip tip to go with the logo on the Hexome. You just can't beat it, dude. Love it. And I'm sure he's loving it too. Had to snag those to share. And then of course Mark Hughes dropped a lineup. I think Nick might have shared this on the vlog on Thursday, but I can't recall for sure. But he shared this, and I love it when he does his lineup. The Anunnaki. This I really want. Oh shoot! I really wanted to do. I keep on accidentally moving it. I can't zoom in. Anyway, I really wanted to get one of these silver Hyperion V2s. And I think it would also look sick with the black Anunnaki on top, because you've got this here. But I love that pairing. The Turnstone on the sidekick, I believe. Of course, he's got the recoil on the Dreamer, another recoil on the Ascent, the Hammer of God. I think that's the mini Hammer of God. Corporate boardroom mod. Hell yeah. And just all the good stuff, man. Timmy's Cream, FDH North End. That's one of my top FDH liquids. The Kintsugi, never got to try. Our classic JMW, Vanilla Rum Custard. The Legion X. Some more Sully's. I really need to try Sully's too. You were summoned, I guess. You were summoned. Yeah, Phrasing. I had to steal your gorgeous picks from the Discord to share tonight, because it just doesn't get any more perfect. It doesn't. That just beautifully wonk-free build. And that purple, I love the purple so much. I didn't get any of the Ashton Palmer coated recoils. Rather proud of those? Hell yeah, dude. You should be. All that smack talking ain't for naught. Phrasing backs up his words with action. Let's see. Oh yeah, and shout out to Mao. Mao popped in a couple weeks ago. He sent this to me, and I completely spaced on messaging back. I miss my buddy Mao. I got to message him back after the stream tonight. Maybe sometimes he's listening in and just isn't able to comment. But these are the Kinks coils, the SFCs that Jared from Pendulum Coils made exclusively for the JMW menu. Before he started Pendulum Coils, we were partners. And I had some excessive stock of some of these. And for Christmas, I sent a handful of sets to Mao because he just needed coils and he wasn't having the best of time with his hands building for himself. This was his last set. He dropped it in the Kennedy, in the Ruby 21, I believe. Just some chunkers, dude. 3.5 millimeter hybrids, 0.11 fit perfectly in a Kennedy, and that's his last set. I believe this is a Furfurstro drip tip, if I'm not mistaken, as well. There will be more Palmer's recoils. The first 7 were just the test group, yeah, to test the sale. So hey, Cassie, hello, and Tim, everybody's here. Great to see you. Hope you guys are having a good start to your week. So there we go. And of course, we're back to Dell. This looks like a picnic tape, the picnic table edition. I don't know. But still rocking the citrus palmberry. He must be enjoying it because it's been a few days. He's still got it going. And you know, Dell always sends in his Jaka on the Hexome. Well, now he's doing the recoil. He's doing the little drippy action on the R3 the past few days. Kaplop, what's up, my dude? Think I could smell that copper? Yeah, dude, right? Yeah. Super hella late, had a long ass video, doctor. Oh man. Yeah, that's all good, Cassie. You gotta do your doctor's appointments. I had in-person doctor's appointments for Dean today, and halfway through the appointment, I was sitting there asking myself and talking to Dean's mom, like, why are we even here? Like, what are we even accomplishing today? Other than getting referral. It was a very difficult, just long, drawn out, boring appointment. And we had to get the hell out of there and get Dean fed. Because the whole time he's sitting there, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. So I get it. And of course we got our Gundam checks. This is the latest. I think this is what he was working on the other day while we were on hangs. And I think it's a little bit more put together now, if not fully completed. Kim C, hello! Super annoying when phone interview would be plenty, but they schedule it in office. Yeah. I just love the details he gets, the super clear shots, photos that he gets. I say it every week. Go give Dell a subscribe over there on the YouTubes. He does really cool gunplay content. There it is, a little bit. The rest of it, basically. These things are super cool. I don't think I would have the patience to put these things together. It's a skill, for sure. Thank you, Dell. Thank you. And then Jason sent in his GT5 on the mix. Like I said, there was going to be a few mixes tonight. We got them rocking and rolling. And there's Patrick's drawing. He did. I think he sent one in. He said, "Oh yeah, this one is cropped." There we go. That one's cropped. Disassociation, association. Dude, I dig it. The more I could see, dude, this seriously, especially this guy with the mohawk, reminds me of my buddy Shane that I grew up with. He always had the cutoff jean jacket, you know, the show jacket with all the patches on it. And this reminds me of my buddy Jeremiah. Jeremiah would always be playing in the damn wheelchair. Even though he didn't need a wheelchair, he would always just be like riding around in one doing wheelies and stuff. There's just something about the punk scene, man. It just always reminds me of the friends that I grew up with. This is freaking super sick. He said it's not finished yet. It still needs to be inked. I love this freaking sick, like demon goddess looking type of lady here. Hell yeah, dude. Patrick, dude, this is sick. There's a lot more detail in here too that I really wasn't able to see until we pulled this up. Haha, the fishnet freaking arm sleeves. Hell yeah, dude. Dude, that's super relatable. It really is, actually. And then last but not least, Jay Logan coming in hot with the Wick V2. On the flip side, with some Pebble Swirl. I like the way that label came out, the Pebble Swirl. Took me a long time to figure out color combinations for some of these things. And that's it for you guys. Making a hot dog? Oh, no worries. Think I might have nailed French silk pie. A couple mixes going for the final steep. Hell yeah, dude. Yo, that sounds so good. French silk pie. Hell yeah, Kerplop. I watched one of Dell's build streams. I would have a nervous breakdown trying to cut all those pieces apart. Yeah, yeah. Tim says my oldest younger brother does the wheelies in the wheelchair. He doesn't need. Yeah, yeah. That's based on my ex-girlfriend. We got into it recently again, so I decided to make her a villain. Oh, yo, that's cool. Yo, that's actually a really good way to channel those emotions. Let's get this out of here. Then we got a few mixes that some friends were cool enough to share with us. We're going to start with I think, what did I do here? Share. So this is what I was talking about earlier. You search hashtag wiki. It's mostly just me and Ryan so far. But feel free to drop them, and I'll try my best to remember them and pull them up. He did a couple last week. We shared. And then this one is from Friday. Hashtag for tonight, the Raspberry Doom Nuts. The Raspberry Doom Nuts. Let's see. Clotted cream SSA, excellent cream. 1.5% cream cheese icing LA. Lorenz at 1%. It's already a really nice freaking icing combination right there. Crispy Donut Flavora, one of the best. Premium Raspberry SSA at 1.25%. Raspberry Syrup SSA at 1%. Super Sweet Perillum at 0.5%. And Zippola at 1.75. Now, that Zippola does work really good as long as it doesn't disagree with you. Uh, and it does go well with the crispy donut to make a really nice donut base. It just depends. For me, the Zippola, uh, I see people using it at like 3%, 4%, and I don't know how because I feel like it's blown out that high and it completely mutes mixes. I love these two together for like that icing and premium raspberry, one of my favorites. Raspberry syrup, another solid raspberry. Yeah, this is a pretty looks like a pretty dang spot on raspberry donut. Hell yeah. I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to stop sharing and reshare to go back to the other ones. The flip side seems like a regression in design. Ease of fill was the whole point. If you can't get a 120 in there to fill it, yeah, I can agree with that. Uh, let's see. I have Zappola and always use Wow with it. Oh yeah, Wow. Wow is one that dude, I really want to get some Wow. I think I had it a long time ago and just used it up and never got any more again. Uh, does it have to go to get together to make a donut base? I mean, I find that it would be a little bit better. You can use Zappola, and if you're not sensitive to it, you can turn it up. But I find that you need a little something more to fill it out, whether it's like another donut or some type of a cake. I find it needs a little something else to really fill out that donut a little bit more. But a lot of people go heavy on the Zappola and donut recipes. Uh, I'd love to design a label for a limited drop, by the way, if you'd be interested. Yeah, I mean, I would love to. We would need a limited drop, RIP Doom, to make that happen first. Next, we got uh, the blueberry, I think. Let's see. Hungry Hippo's Blueberry Shake V2. Blueberry Cream Fresh, Wonder Flavors at 3%. I really like the Blueberry Cream Fresh. And I'll be honest, the more that I use the blueberry creams, the fresh stands out so much more than the candied to me. I love this fresh. French Vanilla Thick, Wonder Flavors at 1%. Milkshake Cap, 2.5. Marlinberry Milkshake at 0.75, so going on the higher side with the malt there. Strawberry Ripe CPA at 1%. Okay, I see that. Brightening it up a little bit. Super Sweet Cap at 1%, nice and sweet. Ultimate Blueberry Flavor Jungle, I don't have that. At 2%, and Vanilla Bean Ice Cream Flavor West at 3%. So you got the classic milkshake base with a little bit of extra malt, a little bit of added cream from your blueberry cream, but this is a really nice, delicious blueberry note. And I'd be interested how it pairs with that ultimate blueberry, and then you've got the strawberry that brightens up. Will just mostly just brighten up the blueberry in this mix. This looks like a fantastic blueberry shake. A fantastic blueberry shake. If I had the ultimate blueberry, I would make it. That's all I'm missing. I might have to pick it up. It looks awesome, Hippo. It looks awesome. And then cake yellow flavor West maybe with it. Yeah. Yellow cake can work well. Another good one, if you want something a little bit lighter, I like fluffy white cake. I think pairs well as like the component to fill out a donut. Wonder Flavors fluffy white cake works well, but yellow cake, yeah, yellow cake is a good one. Ultimate Blueberry at 2% can pick a fight with anything? Really? No shit. No shit. And then where are we? There we are. Neil shared his raspberry custard cake. The creamy sponge cake. So at this point, I think he's found a custard cake base that works really well for him, and that's awesome. When you find a good base that works well, and you can just swap in and out other flavors from it, just the ideas become endless, and it's a lot more of a simple way to create different versions of the same recipe, kind of. Make a good base and then experiment with different flavors of that recipe. I basically said the same thing 3 different ways. Creamy sponge cake, Flavor West at 1%, custard cake cap at 1.5%, custard cream cap at 2%. I don't think I have the custard cream. Nope. Of course not. I'm always missing one. Always missing one. French vanilla thick. Wonder Flavors at 1%. So really, really nice creamy custard. And let's see. Premium Raspberry SSA at 1.30. Raspberry Cream Wonder Flavors at 1.25. Raspberry Syrup SSA at 0.6. So just really building out his preferred raspberry layer here. Smooth custard cap at 1%. Super sweet Pearlum at 0.6. Yeah. I can see that leaning a tad more custardy with a nice like jammy raspberry filling, and a little bit of that cake, like a sponge cake, custard cake exhale from these two here working together. But cream heavy, I would imagine, which ain't no shame in that. A cream heavy bakery with some fruit is right up my alley, especially raspberry. So thank you, Neil, Hippo, and Ryan for sharing your recipes. Really, really cool to have more stuff to share on screen. But we're already at 8 o'clock, and we've got stuff to get into, guys. It does look good. So now it's my turn. Quilly, what's up? I'll pull up last week's recipes again next week, and I'll show you guys this week's, because I really want to get into this package. I got an hour and a half to open this package and to set up as many things as I can for the week. I need a vape. I might pick up a couple ultimate flavors that I don't have. I want to get their coconut milk. I want to get that blueberry. I think I want to get their blue raz. And there might have been a couple others, because I need to pick up some things from them. They still carry Capella's Nut Muffin, and I want to get 120 mils of that from them. Bull City doesn't have the Nut Muffin anymore. They still carry Capella's Shortbread, and I wanted to get a big bottle of that. Because I think it's the only flavor I'm missing to be able to mix Mao's Coconut Crunch. I need to stock up on some more chocolate frosting that they have, and might as well throw a couple smaller things into the cart. Basically, I'm trying to put a cart at Flavor Jungle together to get to that free shipping mark, which is higher than a lot of other sites, because it's like $89.99 you have to go over. And I can always put a cart together that gets to like $89.95, and I'm 5 cents short. I'm like, you son of a bitch. All right. So, got a package in the mail. I knew it was coming. Mark messaged me from over the pond. That he sent me something a little special to celebrate 7 years clean and sober. It got here way faster than I had anticipated. Either that or, oh shit, I didn't realize that he put his address on the side. So let's be careful not to dox him. Just fill out the rest of that order with FA custard premium. I have a whole liter of custard premium already. We order custard premium in bulk from Nick River because at $70 plus shipping is a steal for a liter of custard premium. You can't even get a 500 ml for that price from Bull City, and you get twice as much from Nick River. Just don't buy them out of it, Face Meat. That's the place to go. I mean, a liter for one person, that's like a lifetime supply of custard premium right there. All right. Let's get the kitty scissors out. One can never have two. You really can't. It's just. I mean, it's at 4 or 5%. It's a one-shot custard. Let's see. Let's get into this guy. Get the kitty scissors out. I have no idea what this could even be. I'm trying not to dox him here. Let's see. All right. Ultimate pineapple to go with the coconut, maybe. Oh, okay. My wiener drop. Oh no. Uh-oh. Wait a second. Oh, dude. Bro. Bro. This fucking dude. This is dude, I was just saying this is exactly the one that wow. That's so fucking sick. Thank you so much, bro. I have been wanting one of these for the longest time. Exactly this. The engraved, but not black inlay. Let's get some focus on this. Well, come on. I'm gonna force you to focus. There we go. Wow. The engraved, but without the black inlay. I just love the way that it looks. Super clean, engraved. The black looks nice too. Wow. Well, I guess that kind of switches things up a little bit. Well, it doesn't have to. I was going to build wick up my recoil, and we could probably still do that. But I really wanted to put the Anunnaki on here. But I got the R3 out because I really wanted to bust out this R3 tonight. We could probably swap drip tips and put this guy on here. Oh, that could be sick. That could be sick. But I wanted to start running the Anunnaki with the beauty ring, and I thought the black Anunnaki with the beauty ring, and the beauty ring has like those silvery white colored like hieroglyphs around the beauty ring, and I thought it would match this. And I had been talking about wanting to get one of these for a while, just to have a new tube mod, and Mark probably heard me say that several times. It's just gonna there we go. Wow, that's so gorgeous. Dude, Mark, thank you so much. You have gone above and beyond, my friend. This is such an awesome surprise. Dude, you fucking rock. I don't even know what to say. I've been blessed to have friends send me gifts occasionally, and it's just gonna be another one of those items that's cherished forever, because it was a gift, and also just because it's a fucking rad ass fucking mod. So I guess we're gonna start off by wicking something up to put on this guy. The question is, do we go Anunnaki? Hold on. Let's see what this looks like. I'm gonna have to put a different drip tip on there. But do we go Anunnaki? I want to see how this looks on there. Oh yeah. Anunnaki. I got an idea. Bam. Kind of dig that. What other drip tips do I have? I got a stainless steel drip tip. That could be sick. Rad ass fucking mod. Hell yeah, dude. Go for a nightmare if you can find one. I think vape supply. I have an OG nightmare, but my cap is cracked on it. I think Vape Supply Direct UK has some V1 nightmares. Might still have silver. Yeah. Mine was smoked, but and it's. I mean, the cap is cracked on it. Anunnaki for certain had the same thing with the purple hex from the pictures. 'Twas a gift from Slater, and the recoil was a gift from Nick. I also had something that was a gift from Phrasing. I have gifts from several of my friends in the community that I will cherish forever. This is such a gorgeous classic piece. We need to bust this out. The last time I busted this out was a couple weeks ago, not on stream. It was just one day I was like, I feel like setting this guy up. And I vaped it over the weekend and then broke it down before the stream. Oh yeah, it's sick, dude. I love it. You need a frosted drip tip? I might have one. Hold on. Hold on. I had this too. Hold on. This is stainless steel though. That's too short. That looks sick, but it's kind of short. Hold on. Hold on. My frosted drip tip, I think, is on. What do I got? Nah, this is kind of big. It's fucking huge. It's like a prototype drip tip from Furfer. You can just go plain black too, but what else is in here? No, nothing in there. Might be able to grab the frosted drip tip. I want to see how this looks on here though. I love the Anunnaki's dope. Let's see how this guy looks on here. Yeah, the Anunnaki. Yeah, it's got to be the Anunnaki. It's just, I mean, that is cool, but it's a little bit too much of a step outwards. Excessive underhang. So let's go with let's wake up the Anunnaki. I'll grab my frosted tip maybe afterwards. Some 3.5 millimeter SFC in that would be awesome. Yeah. That is a sexy looking. Well, it was. Well, we're gonna stick with it. We're gonna stick with it. Let's see. We got too much going on already. See what I mean? Once I get like a couple things out on the desk already, I'm like, where do I fucking put my mouse? Where does this go? Where does that go? All right. Let's wake up the Anunnaki. It's already built. Pretty much everything tonight is already built, unless I decide to put a new set of coils in anything. But this is literally a perfectly fine set of Twisted Timmy's Frailian V2s. The Blaze RTA has a frosted tip in the extras, Steve, does it? I can't even get to my Blaze RTA box, I don't think. I don't even know if it's out here. What's this? No. I think my Blaze RTA is the box for it is in a box in my room. Yeah, the Anunnaki rock. Yeah, we're going Anunnaki. Let's see. Come on. There we go. No. Yeah, I guess that's about as clear as it wants to get today. All right. Let's give this a glow. Twisted Timmy's Frailian V2s. Still glowing. Nice and even. Let me give that a little pinch. All right. Whip them wicks out. Steel Valley have any discount codes? Shed time. Shed time. You don't have to do that, unknown. I mean, I have. Here's the thing: is I have a Nightmare V1. It's got the smoked acrylic cap. And it still goes on there. It still goes on there, but there's a crack like right down the side, like through the skull, like the jaw of the skull. And I haven't tried to use it since it cracked. It still might be able to work, but I can guarantee you it's going to leak over time. You know what I mean? I also have the Valhalla 28, but that's gunmetal, polished gunmetal. Come on, there's sticky tape stuck to my finger still. Bro, this is so sick. I need to start figuring out where to freaking store things, though. Oh, cool. Yeah, because that's got some extras in there. What's this? What's the little bar for? Is it to tighten up the... Oh yeah, it's to tighten up these guys. Like, I try to start things to where they're out of the way, but I can still access them quickly if I need to. And I've just got boxes and boxes of stuff, like, stacked up. Like, here, let me show you. Like, there's a stack of boxes in the window just piling up over there. And then I have a whole drawer full of shit. All right. that's mostly all squonk stuff. And then my cabinet, and behind all my mods in my cabinet is most of my cases for mech mods and cases for and boxes for like my fancy squonk mods and stuff. But even that's getting filled up. I need to get like a tote or something. I'm gonna peel a little bit of this off. I might have peeled too much off of this one. Let's see. These are Fralians, so I want the cotton to be snug, but not like super duper tight. That should be perfect right there. And of course, I cut these longer than they needed to be. It feels like you're cutting them short at first, until you twist them up and put them into the coil, and then you're like, holy crap, that's long. Put a har on it? Yo, I want to put a har on something. I would love to put a har on something. Perfect. What is that? Get that out of there. All right. Snip. And snip. That'll work. If you ever wondered where my cotton ends up, I shove it in this bag. Ugh, I need to start a new bag, another new bag. I got 2 of these full of cotton scraps. All right. We're going to give this a nice fluff. Yeah, it is. My cotton gets repurposed, though. It goes to Dean's mom, and they make homemade, like, plushie toys. And it gets used for stuffing for homemade plushie toys. Some of those toys keep the dog entertained for weeks. And some of those toys get given away to other kids. Fluff. Come on, there's that one spot right there. There we go. Snippity doo dah. I have a giant tote full of boxes and 2 drawers full, and a stake line on my desk. Yeah. Stack like you on my desk, I think that's supposed to say. Hey, Quilly, you have a good night. Pray the vape gods bless me with no hot spots and a good batch. Yeah. All right. What liquid do I want to put on this guy? I got some new stuff out, but there we go. Nice and easy. Run that through the center there. Clean that up. There we go. Keep it nice and clean. But there's, dude, I love how easy this is to wick. There's just so much wide open space to just stuff those fluffy cotton ends in there. So when you drip, you can easily hold a ton of liquid because you can keep your cotton nice and poofy. I like the Asgard Mini, the original Asgard mini. It kind of wicks similarly, but that space in there is a little bit tighter, so you have to thin your wicks out a little bit more. But this is beautiful. Now what liquid do I put in here? I broke out a couple liquids from Duchess that he sent me a while ago that I was thinking about trying. By the way, for all punk music lovers in chat who love Dry Oatmeal, Henry Rollins and Ian McKay somehow are about to release a Shelled Cramps album from 1977. I'm excited. A Gilbert plush. Nice. Nice. I don't know. I kind of want to try this because it's been sitting in here for a while. This is Duchess's Crown Shorty. I'm too close. Crown Shorty, which is a strawberry shortcake. And I think it's been sitting in here long enough to steep. Shout out to Duchess. Haven't seen him around in a while, but we're gonna try his Crown Shorty. He was nice enough to bring this over the last time he visited. And I love me a good strawberry. I love all kinds of strawberries. Gotta have something strawberry in rotation, so why not? Why not? Got nice and juiced up. Oh, come on. Hank is pumped. It's a bunch of super old brand new cramps, really? Huh. All right. That's nice and juiced, I think. See if we can get this on here without having to take that out. Usually I'm able to get it on there pretty okay. There we go. Pop it right on there. I'm going to try it with this drip tip on it just to see a preliminary toot. No, it's too short. One second. Listen, please. It's got to be. Guess we're going to grab this guy. We'll take this drip tip off of that setup. This should be perfect. Damn. All right. I need. Oh no. I need a battery. Bam. This is way too close, by the way. Let's bring this out so we can actually see what we're doing. All right. Beauty ring. There we go. Yeah. That's it. Fuck yeah. If that stainless steel drip tip was just a little bit like beefier and taller, it would have worked perfect, but it's a little too short and stubby for the Anunnaki. Yo, this is so rad. Thank you so much, Mark. Wait, what's happening? Oh, it's got this thing in here still, duh. Wait. Why can't I get it out of there? It's got that, there we go. That stupid thing in there. All right. Not stupid. It's just, I forgot that they stored that inside there. All right. Oh, let's fucking go! Set our airflow to where we like it. 2 holes closed. Now it's time. So vape it. Time to vape. If I can gather myself here. All right. Guys, this is fucking exciting. I stopped myself from pulling the trigger on this device several times. Super stoked to have it in my possession. It's been a while since I've gotten a new tube mod. Actually, the last tube mod I got was for my birthday last year. Mouse sent me that painted Kennedy, which was the Kennedy that I already had and was stupid enough to sell, and then he found me another one exactly like it. Let's fucking go. Beautiful with that frosted drip tip on there. The vision has come together. I dig it, dude. I like the way that it's broken up. I think it probably would look nice with the black inlays too, but I think it with the black RDA, I think it would be too much. I like that broken up look. So it goes back and forth, back and forth. Let's drip a little bit more in here and let's freaking give this a rip. Here's ooh. That's delicious too. And this is my first ever side fire tube mech. I don't own any other side fire tube mechs. Any other like side fires that are more like button mechs because they're like the cluck or the Denali, but those aren't really side fire. I mean, the button is on the side. I don't have any side fire bar mechs like this until now. It's like a freaking dream. Oh yeah, guys, there it is in all of its glory. Oh, the vision has come together. Thanks to Mark, bro. Thank you so much again. I can't say it enough. That cotton needs to break in a little bit, I think. But this is a really solid strawberry shortcake. I think it leans a little heavier on the shortcake, which is nice. It's got a milder strawberry note, but the shortcake, the cream and the cake component, and I find Duchess's recipes always lean that way, more towards the cream and bakery component. And like any fruitier notes are a little bit more on the lighter side in his mixes. I think it just goes to show how much he likes like bakeries and custards and things of that nature. Mm. Yeah. Like he really spends a lot of time building out those bakery bases. Getting a little more of that strawberry top note as it breaks in a little bit more, but it definitely is more prominent on the exhale rather than like the top note on the inhale. I have not talked to Duchess in like, oh god, it's been a few weeks. The last time he popped into the JMW hangs was the last time I talked to him. And my phone just died, so I swapped phones. Have a good one. All long day. Going to call it a night. Gang Vapor, have a great night, brother. Let's fucking go. I think it's safe to say that the Anunnaki has found its home. I was running it in squonk mode on one of my BT customs. I had run it on my Kennedy. I ran it on a couple other things, but it's just the perfect fit. It's a perfect pairing. You'll see a lot of people running Anunnakis on Hyperion V2s. There's a reason for it. It's a perfect fit on there. Oh yeah, dude! Dude, I am so stoked. It's so shiny and gorgeous. How's the lock work? What way does it spin? Spins this way? Yeah, okay, cool. And then back that way. Hell yeah. That's a mech with a lock on it that I feel like I could actually trust in my pocket. Oh, all right, thanks, dude. I'll listen to it after the stream. So yeah, this is fucking rocking. This is rad as hell. Super grateful. I can fucking sit here and just keep ripping on this. But it's not the only thing that I wanted to set up tonight. So I think I'm gonna do the billet box next, just because I can get that Voltro whipped up fairly quickly, and then decide where I want to go from there. I don't have the GT4 set up right now either. I finally cleaned it out and set it aside. As much as I want to keep it in rotation, I feel like I gotta show some love to some other RTAs. But we're gonna do the billet box setup next. Let's put this guy in here. This case will go into the back of the cabinet after the stream. It's kind of a hard press. If you loosen these up, will this be a little bit lighter of a press? Baddie? I kind of want to wick up a baddie. Broken Addy? My baddie? Yeah. Broken Addy. Oh, yeah. Unknown scored himself a titanium Broken Addy. Yo, yo, Stephen Lane. Mondays rock, Stevo. Only because of you, man. Oh, thanks, dude. Hopefully yours doesn't have the shorting issue, but there's a fix for it if it does. Don't loosen them. You can remove them and bet. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's. I could get used to it very easily. All right. Let's get this rocking and rolling. I'll play with it. That's fucking rad as hell, though, man. I am so stoked on that. Like, I had no idea what I was going to be opening. Bro, that's so generous of you, Mark. Let's see. Where is my... stuff. There it is. We got to take this guy off. Pop that there. Put that back there. The Hyperion is much more hard pressed than the grip for sure. Yeah, I don't have any other side fires to compare it to. I don't mind it being a harder press though. I really don't. No. Tighten that up. There we go. Let's give that a quick blow. All right, perfect. Let's see. With 2.5mm cotton, I think. See, I don't know. Is the 2.5mm cotton going to be enough? It should, as long as I don't thin it out and snip. It's a 3mm coil, but if I poof out the cotton a little bit, like this, it should be good. There we go. I have the brass engraved and the silver engraved. The blacked out ones seem too much. Allergies have been hitting me hard today. I feel you, brother. I have the brass and lady has silver with the purple inlay. Yeah, those are freaking sexy too. I have a few side fire. I end up randomly squeezing mods after after using them. I can see that. Oh yeah, that should be perfect. All right. Yep. Yep. I'm gonna give this a little bit of a comb out. Not much. Just really trying to pick out those crimps from the scissors. I need some better scissors, to be honest. Or to sharpen these. Hold on. We're too far away. There we go. All right. I think Duchess made these 2mg for me. And I've been doing a lot more 1.5. So maybe that wasn't the best idea to put that in a freaking high-powered mech setup, but I'll be fine. There we go. Hopefully I didn't make that too short. Fluff that out with your fingertips a little bit. There we go. Oh, you know what? I want to snip the corner off right there. And right there. Right there. There we go. What am I missing here? Oh, I remember. All right, so who would have thought that moving into 2026 would still suck like it 1999? Dude, moving always sucked. I have to say goodnight. Time to cop some Z's. Peace out, Mark. You have a freaking fantastic night, my brother. Thank you again. You are too kind. Get some sleep. Look for medical shears, Steve-O. Yeah, barber shears work really well too. I used to have a set until I lost them. But yeah. Pull that out. Cut them nice and short, but so there isn't anything that can get bunched up in the bottom there. So the tips just touch the bottom. So there's really nothing that can get bunched up inside the bull trove here. Sometimes if they do, if you have something like this, you can get in and kind of grab like this to make sure nothing gets bunched up or folded over in there. So like everything's kind of like just sitting perfectly like this. Like that. You really don't want any space underneath the wicks in this guy. You really don't. So, oh, I forgot to move it back. Like, Bracing uses barber shears too. Yeah. I don't know what happened to him. I think I lost him when I moved. Just kind of being a little bit of a perfectionist here. Don't want any open space. And I want to make sure that this is fluffed out all the way to the edges, so those corners are filled out. And we're ready to rock. Boom. Now, the question is, what liquid do we run in here? I was running the coconut lemon, but I completely emptied that bottle. Before that, I was using the Gimme Samoa. I am thinking I might go back. The Old Faithful Skeleton Key, which is one of my go-to Voltrove RBA liquids. I was thinking about maybe finishing off the bottle of Cassie's white chocolate key lime cheesecake. And then when that bottle's done with, I could just refill this on top. But I think I'm going to save her key lime for another day. I've got like maybe a third of a bottle of that left. I kind of want to hang on to it. Skeleton key I can remake whenever I want. So plus I got another one of her liquids lined up. To go in something else tonight. I'm going to pump that. Break this in a little bit. Clean up some of these straggly pieces. Come on. Some of those little flyaways, you know? All right. Excuse me. Now, I accidentally just grabbed her white chocolate key lime cheesecake she said she had in my spot, and she yelled at me for it. Oh, later, Neil. Hope your head feels better. Going through my Lady and Tim liquids pretty fast at the moment. They kept me alive through this time, just saying. Yeah, I go through them pretty damn fast. Yeah, I'm gonna put the huckleberry in something. Just not sure what yet. Pop that guy on there, spin it off. Kind of make sure this is nice and snug on there. Kind of wanted to squonk some huckleberry. Or, I don't know, I was thinking about grabbing some of the white chocolate raspberry also, now that I got two backup bottle of it again. Let's see. Let's snug back on there. Bam. Where is... Hang on, let's put this away. I always like to put my parts right back in the box as soon as I can so I don't lose them. There's that. I can go up there. Drop her in. Come on, get out of there. Where's my trusty bottle opener? Use the corner of it to tighten up my flush nut. I don't use integrated drip tip, so let's make sure it's reading correctly. 0.36 on the dot. Right where it should be. And fill her up. Come on. There we go. You got to get the angle right on it. Boom. With a wipe. We're not going to start at 37. We're going to start at 34 and then go up a couple lots at a time. There we go. Rocking and rolling. I freaking keep on breaking corners off of these stupid things, man. I think I want to get some of those slants from BT Customs because they're aluminum someday. But let's get this broken in a little bit. Because this wick job is going to be basically I rewick this thing once a month or every 60 mils. It depends on how, like, if I finish a 60 mil bottle of liquid through it, if I want to keep on vaping the same liquid or if I want to switch it up. Whichever comes first, but usually these wick jobs will hold up for a whole month inside here. Cheers. Actually, I'm going to turn that up to 35. Takes about a quarter of a tank or so to get broken in. Start to get real saturated, you know? Mmm. Yum. Can't remember when the last time I rebuilt this was, but I was gonna say after this wick job, maybe I might drop a staggered fuse clapping back in the Voltrove. Jared made me these staggered fuse claptons. They're like triple 30 gauge, I think, or triple 31 gauge, 6 wrap, 3 millimeter. They come to a 0.6, and this is a 0.36. But that 0.6 coil can be run up to like 48 watts, no problem. I don't run it that high anymore, but running it at like 36, 37 watts, that 0.6 build gives me literally all day battery life. Like this, sometimes I'll have to swap the battery out 3/4 of the way through the day, but yeah, kerplop. They really are. Color screams key lime and something creamy. Yeah, doesn't it? Kerplop. I mean, that's why the majority of the time I'm I'm the hardcore squonk guy. Lately, I've been trying to cycle more stuff through my rotation, but this is the only burrow device I use regularly. And now I'll probably use the Saren in my Cthulhu a little bit more often, especially now since Tim made me some nice 3D printed panels for my Cthulhu. But as far as burrow devices that stay set up, this is the only one. Welcome back, Mike. For the record, I did not yell at him. I just said it was my bottle. Yeah, that sounds fair. Sure came in clutch. Hell yeah. I'm your Huckleberry. So I got a couple more things that I brought out that were possible things to set up tonight. I don't know. I kind of want to break my Billy Club back out because it's been sitting here not being used for a while. Last week we set up the die-code squong. Before that, I was rocking the SVB for a while. But I also got a couple other setups. I grabbed this, but that was before we decided to go with the Anunnaki. So I usually only keep one drippy mech setup going at a time. So we'll save that for next time. I don't know. Last week, I did the wiki wheel to decide between Squonk and RTA, and I was thinking about doing that again. But I do have one RTA, and I don't have any Squonk set up. But we got to do a Squonk. We got to do a Squonk. And then if we have time, maybe we'll do another RTA. I also brought this old school boy out. I've been thinking about running the Blotto Max again. But we got to do a squonk. Let's do a squonk. Maybe. And then I wasn't sure if I wanted to go single coil or dual coil, so I brought this out too. But I always just bring potential things out, and then just as we go, I decide what to throw together. This drip tip needs to find a home. Oh, I'll put this up. Oh yeah, I remember. This will go on the setup that I took that off of. Yeah. Well, we got a half an hour. Let's see if we can do both. Put in my area of coffee table, so it's mine now. I don't know, trying to relax, but way too. Dude, I get it. I totally get it, man. I remember that feeling, knowing that baby's coming. Whitney! Whitney, it's so great to see you. You're not blue. You need to be blue. I know you're not able to make it as often, but Whitney is a long time wicking it and kicking it. Member, watcher, all the way back from the Facebook days, like Mike. So great to see you. Let's get the broken Addy going. Just don't know if I want to keep this direct lung cap on or switch to the RDL cap. Usually I go direct lung cap for this guy. So maybe we'll just keep it set up. This is a quick wick also. Squinky dink, dinky dink, squinky dinky doo. Squinky dinky dinky dink, squinky dinky doo. I think that's how that's supposed to go. This is the vape that never ends. Yeah. All right. Pull back in. All right. We got to turn that wattage down to glow it. I glowed this before the stream, but let's do it one more time just for good measure. Oh, helps if you reread the coil. There we go. All right. Where are the sneezers? All right. Need a sip of coffee. Let's see if we can get these both done. Feel a little bit off of that guy. The 2.5 millimeter pendulum coils, Cherry Bomb. Pretty much the only coil I run in all my broken addies. I should try an SFC in one of the broken addies one of these days. That should be perfect. 3K cotton whacker. Coffee, yes, please. Magical Fairy coffee maker is still broken. Is that Cassie? Cassie, the Magical Fairy coffee maker? Just trying to fluff those ends up and get that pink out of there. This is the easy wick job. If we got time to do the sparrow there, that's the one that always gets me, because if it's been a while since I wicked it, it still sometimes floods on me. Huh. Right in there. Is that cut too long? Just a touch too long. There we go. Come on. There we go. There was a little piece bunching up in the corner there. Now we're going. Wow, this piece of cotton is, I don't know, it's reacting funny. There we go. Once we get liquid on it, it'll be fine. All right. Damn it, Steve-O, you made phrasing leave? I did? How'd I do that? Have a good night, phrasing. Hope the name doesn't stick. Rub your ruby red slippers together. So I dropped the Nick shot into this last night because I was fully intended to get this back in rotation. The old school blue bottles, you know, we got to get some Huckleberry cream cheese Danish back into my life. I will say, some of these short fills, there was like one of the bottles that didn't look very short at all. It looked pretty full. I don't know if I'm going to be able to use the one shot to nick it, just because it looks so full. But this one was perfect, spot on. Dump the whole thing in there. Perfect right to the top. Shook it up, let it sit overnight. And now we're juicing it up. I don't think I ever ran any of the cream cheese Danishes in the Broken Addy yet. I've been running them in that Gematria RTA or RDA and in the R3. The one-handed purple warrior. Oh, what's going on? There we go. Turn the wattage up. There we go. There we go. That'll do. Clean that up. Get our cap on. Everybody still sees the placenta foot that scared him away. I don't blame him. Yeah. Line that up and cap it. All right. That guy off of there. Move that to the side. Move that to the side. No, that's... There we go. Ring. Gotta line this guy up just perfectly, because the colors are different on one side than they are on the other. What I usually do, there's like a little red dot right there. See that red dot on the bottom? I line it up so it's like right there pretty much. Hold it and then tighten. Perfect. And that way the red, because on the back side it's more white and on the front it's more red. Boom. Is it reading correctly? Yes, it is. Let's turn it back up to 40 watts. 42. And fill her up. These bottles of these cream cheese danishes do not last long in this house. I'll tell you that much. But I can manage to ration them out a little bit longer if I keep a larger rotation of stuff going. So with everything we get set up tonight, should help this last a little bit. But it's hard. It's hard because once you get frickin' squanking away on a good cream cheese Danish, it's hard to stop. They don't last long here either, Steve. Yeah. All right. Time to enjoy some of this. I love plum cream cheese Danish. I love the huckleberry cream cheese Danish. I go back and forth between which is my favorite. But man, it's hard. It's hard to pick a favorite between the two. It might depend on my mood. Right now, just because this is what's in there, I'm gonna say the huckleberry is my favorite. Cheers. God, that's so good. I need to try the huckleberry in the basic one, in the basic V2 also. The Broken Addy is just so good at really condensing those top berry notes. I love vaping. Well, pretty much it does great with any liquid profile. But when it comes to like something that has a top berry note, especially, it really draws it out. Makes it super potent and dense right up front. And then it lays the rest of the profile out beautifully evenly afterwards. The huckleberry is a perfect liquid for the Broken Addy. Oh my God. It was really slamming in the gematria too, especially once I put that new coil in the gematria. Not that it wasn't performing great with the Duchess coil that I had in the gematria before. The Duchess coil was 3-core, and it seemed to do better for like those lower, like dessertier, pumpkin, maple, custard type of profiles for the winter. But now it's got a 2-core in there, and these 2-core aliens, I think they do something special in these Squonk Addies, dude. They're supposed to be meant for burrow devices, but they make these little squonk bangers fucking fantastic. Mm. Oh, I could never get sick of these freaking cream cheese Danish liquids, dude. I only grabbed 2 bottles of the Huckleberry to maybe give somebody else a chance to save a little bit and snag some of those short fills. But if any of y'all don't hurry and they last too much longer, I might grab more. Either way, the deal on the short fill or even at regular prices, this Huckleberry cream cheese Danish needs to stay in my lineup forever. It's so good. Ah, that's good. I want to keep on just ripping on this and glazing how delicious this is. But I want to see if we can get that, get one more thing set up before we finish. So let's set that out of the way. We're going to put the mix going. Peace out, Mike. Oh, she's having contractions now, headed to the hospital. Yo, let's fucking go. Everybody, clouds for Mike and his family. Shots and prayers. Let's send some clouds out for them and their new baby. It is on the way. It's a celebration. Hell yeah. All right. Let's see if I can get this right. I wanted to try a new coil in here, but we don't got time for all that. We wicked up 3 things. We opened up a new device. Let's get the Sparrow going. Come on, I gotta pull this guy out of here. Hold on. There we go. Pull that out. Set that there. Get the old deck on the trusty paranormal. Here we go. Hell yeah. All right. Reading a 0.28. It's probably more like a, wait, can we measure? Oh yeah, it's reading a 0.28. This is a Duchess triple 28 gauge, 2.5 millimeter. It's what I've had in here the whole time. It's what's gonna have to stay in here for the time being. I'm gonna turn the wattage down and blow it. And let's hope I can get the wicking right this time without flooding it on stream. Because the last 2 times I've wicked this up on stream, it's flooded the first time on me. And it's been a while since I've used it, so that's a possibility again. All right. Dun, 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 dun. I've been plowing through my 2.5 millimeter cotton in this jar. A lot of it was from flavor testing the last couple weeks. I went through 39 pieces of wick, a little bit shorter than this, probably like that long. Flavor testing, 39 different flavors. Super excited for some of them. So yeah. Oh, you're gonna get in trouble? No. Hangs? Yeah, we can open up the hangs after this. I want to check something actually. Let's close that out. Hold on a second, guys. Close that out. Any new orders come in? Nope, no new orders tonight. Which means I'm free to hangs. Yeah. If anybody wants to jump into the JMW Discord after this, feel free. Unless people are already hanging out somewhere else. I don't want to force anybody to move. But not everybody's members there, so you guys decide where you guys want to hang, and I'll hop in there with you after the stream. We're getting pretty close also to when the wee baby Seamus starts the dopamine dump, so let's see if we can get this done without going too far over into his time. We can jump in. Oh, you're in? Awesome. All right. I don't remember where I cut this. I think it was like just a little bit outside of the deck. Like that. I think that's where I did it. Just a little bit outside of the deck. The length is key. Because normally you would think with an RTA like this, you would want to go right up against the edge and cut, but that extra like couple millimeters is really essential for it to not leak or to not flood. And what I do is I fluff it up like that, and then snip the top off. Fluff it up. Come on. And snip the top off. That way it kind of thins it out a little bit without actually thinning it out. There we go. And keeps that length. And sometimes if you try to brush it out, it will pull some of that length off. Now let's lay this guy in here. Up and in. So the length keeps it from flooding, but cutting the tip off allows the liquid to still kind of flow through the coil a little bit of better speed, and the length typically keeps it from flooding because it keeps it from, it's more likely to not pop out when you put this press fit top fill cap on, because that's what causes it to flood. Pushes the wicks up out of that catch cup. The pressure pushes the wicks out. So the length helps it to not pop all the way out. Up and in. Trying to get it down in there without any bunching up. So I'm just kind of going back and forth in the front, tuck it, and then back to the back, tuck it. There we go. Make sure it's kind of filled out. There's no open space in the corner. All right. Yeah. I know I should probably try the skills of a seasoned rabbi. I know I should probably try a different liquid in here, but I just cannot get away from how great succulents tastes in the Sparrow. So we're gonna juice this up with some succulents. There we go. We had the OCD at one last time. Yeah, let's go with some succulents. Got about a half of a 60 ml left in this bottle, and another batch steeping behind it. So look at that. It's the Lorax. Look at it. Ah, I speak for the trees. All right. Hey, KJ, what's up, dude? Don't forget the drinking part. Make sure she shakes it. Jumping back into update on that raspberry donut. It's rad. Make it now. Bathe in it. Cherish it. Worship it. Sell your belongings. And nice to dessert with it. Nice to the desert with it. Is there a recipe for succulents in the wild? No, succulents is not a publicly shared recipe because it is Dan's recipe, and I'm sworn to secrecy on Dan's recipes. My recipes are for the most part, there's a couple that I privated, but my recipes are all public. Move to the desert. Has anybody ordered Reload's new RDA, the Draco, by chance? Not I. It's an interesting looking one though, isn't it? What was I doing? Let's see. All right. Want to kind of clean these up a little bit. I think we should be okay, hopefully. I'll tell you what, though, no matter how this vapes right now, as long as it doesn't flood, we're golden. But it won't hit its peak vaping status until tomorrow. Something about the Sparrow, man. When I wick it, it like takes like the overnight to break in and really start vaping like as glorious as I remember it. That's granted if it doesn't flood right now. All right. It shouldn't, but what's going on? Why aren't you going in there? There we go. Come on, get in there. Put this guy together. Oh. Tim has been on the side of a cliff all day collecting beans and then roasting them. Where's my Mav Cotton? I don't use Mav Cotton like that, man. This doesn't really have a... I mean, the Duchess coils will crackle a bit, but I don't know. I don't typically go for crackle and everything all the time. I like FDH cotton. And I can get FDH cotton to crackle, like, say, like... Well, I gotta squonk that. But, like, the Broken Addy... I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know. I have the tiniest bit of Mav Cotton left. And I don't particularly care for it in RTAs. I don't know. I was going to use it for the Voltrove, but I forgot. I don't have a lot left. I'm going to bring that out. There we go. How did this come off? There we go. All right. That'll do. Right. Let's get that off of there. Let's get it on the mix. The mix is in action. You got to put a battery in here. We got to get a battery out. Don't fall. Don't fall, don't fall. Like I said, there is not a lot of space on this desk. Not as much as you would think. I always have a hard time with this guy. Come on. There we go. All right. We're rocking and we're rolling. I wish I didn't break this tip in half and have to glue it back together. There we go. Boom. Believe it or not, in person, this color matches this a lot better than on camera. All right. How goes it? Let's see. Make sure. There we go. All right, here we go. It did not flood. Yeah, buddy. Like I said, it takes a little bit to break in, but once you break it in and you refill the tank a couple times, I find that it vapes much better than it does like that first tank's worth. I do want to try putting cherry bomb into the Sparrow, but the last couple times I've broken this out, it's been towards the end of a stream, and there just isn't time to drop a new coil in on the stream. Plus, Duchess coils last so long, it seems like a waste to pull a perfectly good coil out of there. Like I put this coil in the day that I got the Sparrow, and it's probably been re-wicked maybe only like a dozen times, and the coil has plenty of life left in it. Oh yeah, that strawberry top note hits in the Sparrow different than in other atomizers. The only thing comparable to it would be like the Broken Addy. The way that I was describing how berry top notes hit in the Broken Addy, the Sparrow does that with Succulent. And other atomizers, you pick up more of the ice cream, more of the cheesecake. It's regardless, it's still a pretty potent strawberry liquid, regardless. But it just hits different in the Sparrow, man. Non-crackle coils last a lot longer, yeah. Also, it's 3-core, so it definitely has to run at a little bit higher wattage. I've been running this at 42 watts. Hell yeah, dude! So there we go. Lots of fucking sexy stuff running today. Let's line it all up because let's might as well put the juices out too, I guess. Well, we don't need succulents, and we got this guy all nice and purty with the Duchess liquid. The billet box would be hey, where's the cap for that? There it is. Will this all fit in one picture? Bam! There we go. Tis the lineup for the week. I can't complain about that. And then, of course, we also got this guy that we started off with. Usually rocking one of these side-by-side sets, but this is what we did today. And that's a pretty good Wickin It and Kickin It lineup, if I don't say so myself. A little bit of everything, an RTA, a squonk, a billet box, and a banging new fucking mech setup. This thing is rad as hell. Thank you again to Mark Hughes for the generous gift. This is a lot of deliciousness. Unfortunately, Duchess is no longer selling liquid. I've been hanging on to this for a while. Some of his recipes are public on all the flavors, though. I'm not sure if any of the ones that he sells, but he does have some recipes public on there. All due to wire grade. Yeah, wire grade, definitely. Grade and gauge contribute to longevity. So like, say like anything that has like 36 outer gauge, especially if it's a top quality grade wire, is going to have more longevity than a thinner gauge outer wrap. Like it's just par for the course, right? 36 gauge outer wrap is going to have more longevity than a 38 gauge outer wrap. And it also depends on how you run it too. Like if you're pushing the coils to the max, you're running them hard, you don't re-wick as often, re-wicking more frequently can definitely help longevity of the coils, things like that. Looks like a good week's worth of setup, Steve. Thank you, man. Yeah. And it was a hell of a lot of fun setting them up with you guys. Yeah, sorry, KJ. He just doesn't sell liquid. He doesn't sell his coils anymore either. But you can still get Duchess coils at Steel Valley Vapor. They still have stock of Duchess coils over there. I particularly like his 28 gauge, the 2.5 millimeter. His 26s, great standard mech build, and he does use top quality like kidney puncher and kidney puncher wire. I don't think he has any NI90 builds. So at Steel Valley, so it should all be kidney puncher. But yeah, I gotta figure out where to put all this stuff. But we're definitely going to get on out of here ripping this awesome new mech. I'll tell you that much. Guys, this has been a fun stream. I feel like we accomplished a lot. We opened a new gift. We looked at a lot of your stuff and recipes shared by chat. Next week, we'll see if we can carry over. Oh, yeah, Wire Buddha is the go-to wire of choice for Australian builders, right? And I guess some UK builders too, probably. But a lot of people in the US use kidney puncher or Twisted Messes wire. Some builders might use coil clout wire, but I guess I don't really know any in particular that do, but some do. The majority of them that I know use the TMN80 or kidney puncher, and then like Timmy uses what's that brand? I forget. Wire Optum, that's it. Yeah, Wire Optum, KJ. Yeah. Wire Buddha is fantastic stuff, though. I know that's what Greenstones uses, and his coils are mwah. But yeah, guys, this has been fun. I'm gonna drip some more of this freaking what's this called? Crown Shorty, and I'm gonna enjoy this new mech for a while. The Anunnaki, perfectly paired and nice and at home on the Hyperion V2. I'm stoked. Now I just I gotta find time and remember to reach out to Oscar to talk about my Magnus Sklunk, because I would love to start using that again. For all I know, it could work perfectly fine, and it could have been a problem with the RDA I had on it. I just haven't gotten up the courage to mess with it again. Formerly Lightning, the Breestones Cooks coils I have are working wonderfully, so I'd say it's good wire. Yeah, and you can get Breestones coils at Steel Valley as well as straight fire. That looks sick, man. Jeremy M, love you back, my friend. Yeah, that's fucking ripping and roaring. Guys, feel free to jump in to the Discord if you haven't already. We'll meet you guys in there. And you can also, if you want to go support the wee baby Seamus, I will drop his link. Oh, hold on. Copy link. I will drop his link right here in the chat for anybody who wants to head on over to the dopamine dump and enjoy a little bit of time over there with the sea moose. Guys, this has been another great one. Feel free to drop any video chat. Feel free to drop any last words, hashtags, funny little quips or jokes in the chat on your way out. I like to throw them up on screen. This needs more juice because I did not drip enough the first time. Love you guys. You guys are what make Wickin It and Kickin It what it is. I'm just a guy with a camera and a bunch of vape stuff to play with. You guys are the real ones. Thank you, as always, for Wickin It and Kickin It with me. We are JMW.